Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to thank every single person that came to the Clanwar event. The reactions we got from everyone was that it was a lot of fun, and trust me, it was even more fun to make. As you could see, there is a chance that we will make a Clanwar 2.0, but I cannot say for certain, but with the feedback you gave us, we are sure that it would be a great follow-up event. And before I go, I want to show you some footage of an interview I did with the two members of the winning team, Horsha plus Suchkill MX.
Yeah, like once someone dies in a gank fight, it's basically, there's no way you go in because then the other team's gonna have like one extra person to crit you out.
So, what are your overall feelings about the tournament? And then, like, in a rating from about 1 to 10.
I would say like 8 for like fun, because it was a lot of fun to gank, but then like I guess you could say abuse of from our eyes it looked like abuse of like TPing back and people getting gaps for no reason.
Yeah, it would definitely be fun.
Then, what rating would you give it then?
Probably a 10 if like everything worked out properly, like pros,
Yeah.
and like
Yeah,
all
probably
that stuff.
10.
The map was a bit smaller. No one was abusing, no cross teaming. It was like an actual clan where it would have been definitely a 10.
Okay, so the idea is there for you, like you really like the idea.
Yeah, I like that idea when it was like first
Because
introduced.
What do you think about the map and plugin? We're just gonna repeat this just to make sure.
The map, definitely could have been smaller. If it was smaller, it would have been better.
I think
you could easily find
the map
people.
itself, if the snow I think the snow area was excessive. Like I think the map would have been a great size if the snow area wasn't there.
Yes.
Because we went to the snow area once, and then we never went back there.
Yeah.
The only time we ever had to go to the snow area was to chase down a person that would just run.
Yeah, the plugin, the team plugin. How do you think it works? Like, did it work good for you, or?
I think I mean, I use the team plugin.
The problem with
on
it
the
is
server
their
that I help.
maximum team limit. That was the thing.
Oh yeah.
So no one could really make a team until that got fixed. So they had to eliminate people that wouldn't play.
Yeah.
But other than that, I think the plugin itself worked pretty good.
Stomp, or like How to Talon is his Discord name, but he had like some really good ideas. He said like death messages, which would have been nice because
the death messages.
You know how they kept respawning people in, and like there's no way to prove that they died because there's no death messages.
For example, we messaged Stump during it because he was supposed to help run it.
Yeah.
And Stump's just like, well, you killed them so easy last time, you just killed them again.
Oh yeah, and you couldn't really do anything.
Oh my, okay, that's
we couldn't give him proof because none of us were recording. That's why I started recording towards the end.
Yeah.
So unless they specifically saw it, they couldn't call it out.
Yeah, like he had some really good ideas about like clan elimination messages. So like when you killed off a clan, it shows that they all died, and like a proper countdown. So you'd actually know when to start instead of waiting.
A proper like for example, implementing a thing where you can't move until it's like announced, like the countdown happens.
Wow.
So.
Yeah, I think you should definitely like listen to his ideas because it'll make the clan wars even better, like future tournaments or whatever.
Yeah, and then just general bug fixing, and then it would be.
It would be nice.
Yeah, just being stricter on cross teaming and just make sure the staff doesn't do shit. I didn't even know that. I think that's really low.
I don't think it was a good idea to allow like multiple clans from like the same clan to sign up.
Like,
because it'll be like
for example, the Wayrest and NGU teams. Like, I think NGU had like 3 different teams or 2 teams that, and you're not gonna know which team is which. So if they cross team, it's gonna be very difficult unless you specifically look up their clan.
Okay, so specific tactic or playstyle, and what would you give tips to others about? Tactics?
Don't get in the call. Don't split up. Stay in a group.
Don't chase kills.
And listen to one person.
Because that one kill that you think you're gonna get is most likely gonna end up in your own death. Because that one gap isn't gonna mean anything if you're getting 6v1.
Yeah. Like,
all right.
It's really important to like listen to one person, or like it's just gonna be chaotic. Like,
for example, in our call when we were talking, we were just talking about random stuff, and then as soon as we ran into a fight, we'd all be silent and call it exactly who was low, and we'd call in hearts. And we all made sure that, like, I think every single one of us had that in mod. So all of us called out hearts of the person we were fighting just to know who would gank and who was, like, full.
Yeah, so you would recommend just better communication between players.
Yeah. Also, like, this is the big tactic that's, like, really dominant. If a team is good at doing something called switching, that's, like, the main thing that will get them a win in a fight. Like, switching is basically when you're working well as a team and you see that one of your teammates is, like, getting destroyed by another teammate, then you will switch off with that person and let that teammate get a kill on someone else while you take on the other person because you're still full. So then your teammate won't die and you're still full. I don't specifically know how to, like, explain how to get used to team fighting besides just doing it. And, like, just because you know about these tactics isn't gonna make you, like, good at team fighting. You have to like put it into practice.
Yeah,
Like,
you really have to practice a lot. What team was your biggest trouble?
AKA we thought they were gonna be,
Well, they weren't our biggest trouble. I think our biggest trouble was the
Q-Clan, probably.
Qs. Yeah, the Qs.
We were most worried about.
We were most worried about AKA, but then we saw that like,
weren't really
off
good.
the very start we killed 2 of them, so we just knew they were basically useless for fighting. Because we made sure to target AKA and whatever Terry's team was. I forget exactly what his team was named, but we made sure to target their teams because if we killed 1 or 2 of them, just even one of them, they were screwed for our team fight because we were sticking together and well enough that we knew that none of us were gonna just get picked off.
Yeah, so like if a team was 1 man down, you just basically knew that you were gonna win the fight without taking a loss.
That was, like, the main part, was making sure, like, even if you can't get a kill, it's nice just to poke someone and get, like, for example, 3 or 4 hearts off of them, because then they're not going to be wanting to fight if they're low.
Yeah, and so you just render them more defensive, and then the other team is basically like half a man down.
Yeah.
Because the other person is just kind of staying back, trying to get some hits in, but he's not, like, fully effective.
Yeah.
And the biggest tip I would give to, like, the other teams is if you see a team that you think you can't take, it's not worth it to just turn around and run because they're just going to get free hits on you and you're screwed anyways. So if you can go in for a fight and you just all target down one player and get them low, then you're most likely going to win that fight. Just don't run, because running is just going to make you useless. That's how we killed most of the teams we fought. Most of the teams wouldn't fight, and the only team that actually started fighting us was NK and Pizza's, or not Pizza's team, but the Qs. They were the only teams that would actually fight, really.
And those were also clans that you had trouble with, like, because they really just went in for it.
Never had trouble with.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there were a lot of just decent players on the other teams, but they just didn't work together, so they stood no chance.
Yeah, like if they actually had, like, proper communication between each other, we would have actually,
like, most of Forcia is, like, decent PvPers. Like, a lot of us have done fights and we're pretty good, but, like, in comparison to, like, a person from a different team, like, we might lose to that person when we won, but in a gank fight we all fight really well together. So, like, in a gank fight they basically do, like, no damage to us. Yeah, because if they're not working together, they're useless completely.
Hey guys, thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed the interview. I hope you will take their advice, because these guys really know how to team fight. So take these guys' advice, and if there will be a 2.0, you will be sure that you're ready for it.